Hi guys! I hope you're excited for my autumn fall recipe that I'm going to be showing you all how to make today. It is spaghetti squash. Using a spaghetti, we're going to make gluten-free, paleo-friendly, no-carb spaghetti today out of a vegetable. So this was totally new for me. This was the first time that I had done it, and I wanted to share it all with you guys. And it's the perfect fall time winter recipe. It's a good hearty meal, but healthy and good for you. And I had a lot of fun making it, and I want to share my recipe with you all today. And be sure to let me know if you have any other fun uses for spaghetti squash and other fall time recipes that you're loving. I actually picked up my spaghetti squash at the Hollywood Farmers Market, so if you've been there, let me know. And I'd never bought one before, and I didn't really know what to look for, but it's basically an oblong yellow squash. It's sold with the pumpkins and other squashes, and you just want to make sure that it's not too soft and mushy and has like brown patches or green patches on it. It was very, very hard to cut. I actually had to get my boyfriend to help me cut it. So just be prepared for that. You're going to need a very big knife. And let's jump into the recipe. Happy fall, guys. Bye. Okay, so to start off, we have our sliced in half spaghetti squash. Again, this was much more tricky than I thought. And you're going to want to get all of the seeds out of it. So here I'm just scooping them all out of the center. This wasn't too hard to do, just kind of like de-seeding your average pumpkin. So before we cook it, we want to get all of the seeds out. And I'm actually going to keep the seeds and bake them later. So you'll see me grab a strainer, and I'm going to scoop all of the seeds into there so that I can wash and cook them later. Unfortunately, I don't have the recipe in this video, but I would just Google spaghetti squash seed recipes and you're likely to find some. So now that we have all of the pumpkin seeds out, we're just going to keep them all in our strainer and work on cooking our squash. So here I'm going to season them using some black pepper and then pink sea salt. So you'll want to make sure you season them before you cook them. So just having them face up in a shallow, I'm just using a cookie sheet. You could use a baking dish, just really anything that will hold them. I probably would have liked to have something that was a little bit deeper, so I wouldn't have had to worry about not spilling the water. You'll see here that we're going to add some water to this before we cook it. So now that the pumpkins are, or the squash, I'm sorry, are all seasoned, we're going to turn them over face down in the pan and get some water. So filling up about a cup of water, I'd say, and just putting that all in the pan before we pop it into the oven. This will keep your squash nice and moist while they're cooking. Next, you're going to take your squash and put them in the oven. So into the oven they go, and we're going to be baking them for a while we make our sauce next. And you're going to put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. Be sure to check on them. They might be done a bit sooner. So now moving on to our sauce, I'm going to be using ground turkey, and I'm going to be browning it with some onions. You can totally skip this if you're vegetarian, or add some tofu or your other favorite meat. So I'm going to let this brown, and then next to it I'm going to drop some olive oil into a pot and heat that up and add your favorite vegetable mix. Here I'm using some more onions, some green peppers, some red peppers, and some brown mushrooms that I also picked up from the Hollywood Farmers Market. I'd recommend adding some garlic to this mix as well. I totally forgot to, but I did buy it and had planned on it. So just cook these both on about medium heat, and then while that's browning, we're going to season our veggies with some salt and pepper, and I'm also going to be adding some oregano in. And on the veggies, I might kick the heat up a little bit to almost medium high. while your meat is browning. So once your meat is brown, you're going to want to add it to the veggie mix. Here I've drained the grease out onto some paper towels, and then I'm going to be adding it to my vegetable mixture, turning down the heat to just below medium. And then I'm going to mix everything together before adding the sauce. Here I'm using Prego Roasted Garlic and Herb spaghetti sauce. You can use any kind of your favorite sauce. And I'm going to add the can in increments so that way I can mix it all into the veggies. So I'm adding about half here and stirring all the ingredients together. And then I'm going to add the other half and really mix it all in so that it is a good consistency. And then I'll just be letting it simmer while the spaghetti squash finish cooking. So here is the final product, looking very yummy. Then you're going to, once the time is up on the spaghetti squash, you're going to pull them out of the oven. Here I'm just showing you that they're very soft to the touch. So they went in very hard and they're coming out very soft. They're going to be extremely hot. So you're going to want to use some kind of towel to hold them and manipulate them. And you're just going to take a fork and literally rake through the spaghetti squash, and it comes out really in the perfect spaghetti form, you can see here. And then you have your perfect spaghetti that is really a vegetable and much better for you. So just mix that all in and then add the sauce to the top and enjoy the most delicious dinner ever. It's very healthy and hearty and good for you, and the perfect fall winter recipe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. Please subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, wheezywee.com, if you haven't in a while, and all my social media is below. Bye.